Hey, what's going on, everybody? I hope everybody had a great Sunday. For me, I had a great day. I woke up this morning and I'm still breathing. So I have no need to be upset or complaining. Okay? That's the way I look at every day. I try to look at every day like that. If God spared me and He allowed me to wake up and I'm still breathing and I still got another chance, there's no need to complain. And that's how I look at it. That's how I practice every day. Unfortunately, somewhere in the world, some people didn't wake up this morning. It is. I hear that a lot lately that some people don't wake up. They go to sleep at night and some people don't wake up. I've been hearing a lot of stories like that lately. But unfortunately, we got some that will wake up and still be complaining and off the chain. But it is what it is. But that's another story for another day. I came on to talk about it's a story time I want to give y'all. Okay. Today is my daughter's birthday. She turned 12. Okay. She was born Down syndrome. Okay. And when I got pregnant with her, I really didn't want no more kids. Okay. Because I had a boy, two boys and one girl. And when I got pregnant with her, I didn't want no more kids at that time. I had just got clean and everything. It was a lot going on. But for whatever the reason, I got pregnant with her and I carried her and I had her. When I first found out I was pregnant with her and they did the test where they test your fluid, I found out that she was going to be Down syndrome. Okay. And then I of course, a lot of things was up in my head. I was trying to figure out how was I going to care for her. How was it going to be with a child with special needs? It's just so much was in my head that like it felt like I was in a tornado or something. A lot of thoughts was just rushing my brain. Was surrounding my brain, and it was very overwhelming. It was stressful. You know, and so when hey, hi Lena, how you doing? Thanks for stopping through. And so as time went on, I was wondering if I should, find her a good family or keep her. I wasn't quite sure, you know, of what to do at that time. And so I I went on me and her father had talked and everything, and we was, he was like, I don't want you to, get rid of her, but I understand where you're coming from, and he was very, he helped out in everything. Um, when I got overwhelmed, he would take her, and he would let me go out, and things like that. I mean, he did his part, and so I was like, I was still kind of like, all over the place with it. So I didn't know what I was going to do. And, you know, so he was like, well, when you find out and you make up your mind, we can talk about it. So I said, okay. So time went on. I had her. And when I had her, it was just, I was already attached while I was carrying her. It wasn't like while I was carrying her, I couldn't stand it, and you know what I'm saying. It wasn't no anger towards her. It was just I didn't know if I could do it. I just didn't know if I was ready for that. And but it was on my heart. My heart was like melting. Like after I was like, oh man, look at her. And I just didn't know. I was just all over the place, y'all. And so after I had her, it was this lady that kept coming in my room. Hey, thanks for stopping through. What's going on? How you feeling? And after I had her, it was this nurse that kept coming up in my room, telling me, well, people get rid of babies like this all the time. It's a lot to taking care of them and la da 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 la la. She just was going on and on and on. Excuse me. And so I was like, mhm. I was like, well, I don't know what I want to do. So she was like, well, you don't have to feel shameful because people do that all the time with special needed kids. It's a lot that come with them and da 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 da. I said, okay, but she's not people. I don't look at her as people. This is my daughter. This is someone I carried for 9 months. You know. I said, so I'll talk to you about it when I'm ready. She said, okay, because a lot of times they don't live past 5 and this, that, and the other. So I said, yeah, okay. Now, I'm not stupid to the fact that people take babies like this and sell them. Okay. I'm not stupid, you know. So I knew that way back then that we had people that would take babies like that and sell them. Okay. Um, so I wasn't stupid and I wasn't blind to that. But like I said, and then I told her, because she just kept coming back every day. And I kept telling her, I'll talk to you when I'm ready. But I told her, I said, I don't want to just give her up. I want to find her a decent family, somebody I know that's going to take care of her. And that will at least let me have pictures, that will at least send me pictures of her, because you know how some people, once they adopt, they don't want you interacting like that. You know what I mean? Because I think they feel like it takes something away from them. I guess some people feel like it takes something away from them. So they don't really want you to, be involved like that. But I at least wanted somebody who would send me pictures of her as she grew up, just to let me know that she's okay. You know what I mean? Like she's okay, you know. But I wanted to do it the way I wanted to do it. And the lady was just trying to, she was just trying to snatch her from me. So she came in there one day and I spazzed out on her. And I told her, don't bring your ass back in here. You know, I said, don't bring your ass back in there because you're going to make me put my hands on you. So the nurses and all of them came running in there and everything. They was trying to figure out what was wrong. And I said, tell her to tell you what's wrong. I said, she came in my room. So I don't feel like I got to explain myself to y'all. And so then they sent the social worker in because they felt like something was going on with me. I guess they thought that I was, depressed or something like that. So they sent the social worker in. So I did talk to the social worker and I told her what was going on. I said, this lady been coming in here and she been nagging me about trying to get my daughter from me. That's all she been talking about. And I told her that I thought about it, but I'm not sure if that's what I want to do. And if I do it, I want to find her a good family. I don't want to be, you know, I didn't want to just give her away and that's that. Just sign her over to anybody and that's that. That's not how I wanted to do it. And so I said, but she just kept coming back, coming back. She kept saying babies like that don't live past 5 and don't be shameful about what you gonna do and stuff like that. I said, I feel like she had dollar signs in her head. She didn't really care about me, and how I felt. She was somebody who was, looking at money. She had money on her mind. And so the social worker, we talked for a minute, and then she was like, well, you don't have to worry about that. She said, that's your daughter. You could do what you feel. You don't let nobody push you into doing nothing. And so then I got nervous because I was like, this woman worked here. And, I said, what if my baby just disappear? Because believe it or not, those things do happen. You know, when babies are in that you know, in the y'all know what I'm talking about, where they put the infants at once you have them and stuff. Those things do happen. You do have nurses and stuff that will try to swipe babies out of there and all that. So I was nervous about that. And so I was keeping my baby in the room as much as possible, you know. And so her father came up there and he stayed. And so I was talking to him about what happened. And so, he was working at the time too. So he would try to get up there as much as he could. So eventually we was able to go home, but she wasn't able to go home because she had a large hole in her heart. Okay. And they couldn't let her come home because she couldn't breathe and it was a lot to it, right? They needed to do open heart surgery. So she ended up being transferred from uh from Mercy to University Hospital. Okay. And then uh after they transferred her, I felt better and they let me go home. So she stayed there for like 2 days and then they did the open heart surgery, right? And I was like, it was like, like when your child going through something like that, I couldn't rest or nothing. You know what I mean? Even though I was at home, I just couldn't sleep. It's just my mind was racing and stuff. I just couldn't get it together because I wasn't sure, how things was going to turn out or none of that. And so early that next morning, I had to get up and go down to the hospital because they was going to do the surgery. And I wanted to be there before she went in. I wanted to see her and stuff and pray over her and everything. And so we stayed down there like, it was like 6 hours, right? It might have been a little longer than that. And we stayed down there. They got the waiting area where you stay at while you if you have someone in surgery. But the way where they put us at, they gave us like a little room, where we could actually get some rest. We could relax and stuff. And that was good for me because I was able to sleep for whatever the reason. Me being there, I was able to rest better, you know. And so it was about, I say 6 hours, but it was more like 8. They went over the limit. So then I'm panicking now because I'm thinking something done went wrong. Something is wrong. And they just, that's what I was thinking because they said 6 hours and now we're going on 8 hours. So now I'm panicking, I'm sweating, you know. So I went up to the desk and I was like, "Can you please find out what's going on with Michelle Bowie? Nobody's been out here. They said 6 hours. It's been 8 hours, and I haven't heard nothing. I need to know something." So the lady said, "Well, just give us a minute. Just give us a minute. Sometimes they go over." I said, "Yeah, but I at least need to know that nothing is wrong. That it's just taking longer, but nothing else went on." Because I was sweating and everything. So the lady was trying to be, I don't know if she was being smart or what, but she kept trying to brush me off. And so then Michelle Farr was like, "Miss, we trying to be respectful. Just find out if everything is okay. That's all we need to know is everything okay, you know?" And so she say, "Oh, that's her in the background." Yeah, that's her in the background. And so she said, I told her to wait a minute. She said, so her father said, "Look, what if it was your child back there? Now we've been sitting out here calm and everything. They said 6 hours, it's been 8 hours, and we need to know something." So she got up, she said, "Okay, wait a minute, just give me a minute." And she got up and went back there or whatever. So me being me, I'm telling him, I'm going back there. I said, "She's going, ain't nobody here to stop me. I'm going back there." So he said, "No, don't do that because they in a room where everything is sterilized and stuff. You don't want to bombard in the room and they not finished yet or whatever. So it did make sense. So I waited. So she came back. She said, "Everything is all right. It's just taking a little longer than they expected, but they said everything is good." So I didn't really believe her, but I said, "Okay, you know, everything is good." So I went on back and sat down. So about a half an hour later, the doctor came out. And when he came out, I was looking at his face, and he didn't look too, I don't know if he was tired or what, but the way his face looked, I'm like, I tell Michelle, I'm like, something wrong. He said, Lisa, calm down. The man ain't even said nothing yet. I said, but did you see his face? I'm just kind of reading into it. So he starts talking to us, and he tells us everything went good. It was a little longer than we expected, but everything looks good so far. So I was like, okay. So I was like, when can we see it? He said they getting her cleaned up and stuff. We're gonna take her to the recovery room, and we'll let y'all see her for a few minutes. He said after that she's so sedated because she can't move. We don't need her to move around and all that. He said because we actually had to open up her chest, so we don't need her to move around. So she's heavily sedated, and she's gonna be like that for a while. So I'm like, oh wow. So he said, but you can get in there. When they get her in the recovery room, they're gonna let you come in so you can give her some kisses and smell her and all that good stuff. And after that, we're gonna take her to the what you call it, the NICU, but they was putting her in intensive care because he said she had to be watched around the clock. So she was gonna be put in an intensive care unit. And he told me he said, all you gotta do is call. You can call us. Somebody will be there to answer the phone. He said, if you have a problem and they not reporting to you like you feel like they should, you call me and let me know, and I'll straighten it out for you. So he gave me a number to be able to contact him and stuff like that. So he was real cool. And I was like, wow. So after that, we did get in to see her. And of course I bust out crying and all that. I was crying. And I got to kiss on her and stuff. And so after that, I went on home. I didn't want to go home, but I did. I went on home. And when I got home, I called to make sure everything was still all right. And then I was able to rest. I did finally get me some sleep. I settled down to get me some sleep. And her father, he was very helpful. He got up and cooked us something to eat and stuff. We did some cleaning after I got up. I did a little bit of cleaning. I couldn't do a whole lot because I still had stitches. But as time went on, she was recovering real good and everything. And I was able to go back and see her. So we spent the night. We went back and we was able to actually spend the night with her and stuff. And she was still, I couldn't hold her or nothing. She was still like kind of sedated, but she was woke. But they had her sedated, like she couldn't like move around a lot, because they needed her to lay flat. So she was still kind of sedated, but not as sedated as she was when it started out. So things went smooth. From that point on, everything went okay. And so she didn't come home till like 7 months later, y'all. It was 7 months later when she came home. Because like I said, that was a serious operation, and they had to really keep an eye on her. Then they had to put a feeding tube in because she couldn't eat by mouth. She wasn't sucking the bottle, and she started having seizures. So they had to get that under control. It was a lot. It was, but they finally got her stable, and like I said, she just had to stay in there. They had to make sure she was going to be okay to come home. And it was 7 months. It took, well, I'm going to say 7 months, but might as well say 8 months before she actually came home. And she was doing really well. But like 2 years passed, and the valve in her heart was still leaking. When they told us that, after she healed up and everything, they told us that she was still getting leakage, but they was going to keep an eye on it and make sure that uh that she would be all right. And so uh thank you. Thank you. I be trying. It get overwhelming sometimes, but I still hang in here. So, um, I forgot what I was saying. Oh, okay. And so after that, like 2 years went past, and they had to do another one. They had to do another open heart because it was too much fluid, coming, and it was going to damage her. So they had to go in and do another one. And when as they get older, it become more dangerous for them to keep going in. You know what I'm saying? And today, my sister had called to wish her a happy birthday. And today, my sister was saying she said she had asked me why was I taking her through that, right? Letting them do open heart surgery. And I said because she's a fighter and she gonna be all right, you know. And so, what was I supposed to do? I don't understand. I never understood that when she asked me that. I never understood that because I'm like, okay, God didn't bring her here for me to just let her go like that. You know what I mean? She's here for a reason. So what was I supposed to do? They said they had to do surgery. So what was I supposed to do? Say, oh no, 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 I'm not letting you do that. When it could possibly save her life, you know? I never understood why my sister asked me that, but she did, and that's the answer I gave her. I said because she's here for a reason. She's a fighter, and she's gonna be fine. And so I went on and let her get the surgery. So they had to do it again, and then after they did it again, stop hitting yourself, Shelly. After they did it again, they wait a minute, y'all. They they went on in and they uh prepared the vial again, and it did good. It did good again. And so after that, they went on and they didn't have to do it no more. So ever since then, it's been doing good. It still leaks, right? But I take her back every 6 months, right? And they check it. And so far, everything's been a go. Everything's been good. It still leak, and she's still on the medicine for it, for her heart. But everything else has been good. My daughter hasn't had a cold or nothing. God has been so good, y'all. I'm telling you. Last night I was sitting in here at the 12 o'clock, and I was, waiting for her birthday to come in so I could, say happy birthday to her and everything. And she was asleep. But I went in there and kissed her, and stuff, and prayed over her. And I just thank God. I was just in here bawling. I was crying so hard because I just didn't think I could do it. I didn't think that I was. I don't know. I don't think I was. I just didn't feel strong enough. Your sister got a cold heart. I hate to say that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's that's another story too. Me and her, we done been through it, but that's another story too. Yeah, cause I never understood that. I never understood that. Why she asked me that. I never understood that. But I didn't let it get me upset. I did what I had to do, and she's been all right now. Uh, like I can't even explain it to y'all. It's like, I mean, God is so good. And when I look at things, sometimes I get overwhelmed, but sometimes I have to sit back and reflect. And I have to look at the outcome of everything. And so far, things have been so good. Like, it's breathtaking. Like, seriously, my baby ain't been sick. She been doing good. She has really been doing good, y'all. For real. Like no colds or nothing. You know, she really been doing good. And I can't. When I think about even, you know, attempting to complain about something, I catch myself. And I be like, you don't have nothing to complain about. And that's what I practice on a day to day, like telling myself, you don't have nothing to complain about. If you woke up this morning and you took a breath, you don't have anything to complain about. And then when I look at my whole story and where I've been and where I'm at today, I don't have nothing to complain about. I know I want to make things better, you know, for her. And I'm making an attempt to do that. You know what I'm saying? But as far as like sitting around complaining, You know, my sister, me and my other sister was talking the other day, and she was saying, you know what, Lisa, I don't never hear you complain about nothing. She said, I've never heard you complain about taking care of Shelly or any of that. I have never heard you say not one word, of complaining, you know. And like I say, I practice that because I really don't. When I look at my whole picture, and I look at my whole story, I don't have nothing to complain about. I really don't. You know, the things, my daughter being as healthy as she can be is a plus, And when I look at her, what's to complain about? And God still got me here, and I'm seeing her grow up, and she's changing. She's trying to talk, she's trying to walk, and all that. So, what is it to complain about? You look at things so different when I look at her, I look at things so different, you know. Uh, how can I put it? I'm not gonna say take life for granted, but I wasn't as into it like I am now, you know? And so I look at things so different now since I had her. She just made me look at things so different, you know, because I've never been around special needed kids. I've seen them, but I never been around them, and I never had to take care of anybody special needed. And to have her and to see her grow and the things that she's trying to do and things like that, it make you look at things so different. That's all I'm saying. You really making my day better right now. Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad to hear that. I really am. I'm glad to hear that. I said, because at first I said I wasn't going to tell nobody, my story, I said, at first I said I wasn't going to tell nobody of it, but then I said, no, go ahead, because you never know who you might help, you know, by telling your story. You just never know. And so I'm glad that it's doing something for you, you know. I know it had me. I was so happy today, and she acted like she knew it was her birthday. Me and my daughter was in here, we was singing happy birthday to her and stuff, and she really acted like, like she knew that it was a special day for her. Yeah, just the way she acted, and the way she looked at us, like, yeah, looking with a big old smile and stuff. Yeah, so it was really exciting. The only thing I miss about it is not being able to, give her a nice party. That's the only thing I miss about it. I don't want to take no chances, in having, because she won't keep the mask on. She keep taking it off every time you put it on her. She be fighting. She be fighting. She do not like that mask on her, and so you know, I didn't bother to give her a party or nothing because I didn't want to have to take her through that of trying to get her to keep a mask on. So I said, we'll give her something. We have to do something for her another time or something. And, because prayerfully, these things are past. I always tell myself that things shall pass, and we'll be able to do something for her, take her somewhere or something. I don't know, something. But that's my little story time. It's a whole lot more that goes with it. But if I start there, we'll be here for hours. But I just wanted to share that part with y'all about her, about me and her and our little journey together, you know. And by the time all of that happened, everything that happened with her, I didn't even think about giving her up. You know what I'm saying? Everything kind of fell into place. I learned that I could get all her stuff from John Hopkins, the tubes and everything she needed. Once I got her on there, they mail her stuff out to me every, every 30 days. So that was a good thing, you know. And I was thinking that, excuse me, that we was gonna have to pay for it, but we didn't. By her insurance covered everything, you know. And I was shocked of that. I was really thinking that we was gonna have to pay, pay for that stuff. And I just didn't know, I didn't know. I didn't know. But her father said, she gonna be fine. I'm gonna do whatever I gotta do. She's gonna be fine. And then after those things happened, he passed away. I'm like, oh my goodness. When it rained, it poured. Yeah, he passed away. He sure did. Yep. So it's been me, her, and my daughter, my other daughter. She 21. But it's just been us three ever since then. You know. I just been doing what I can do and keep it pushing, And I don't be dating and stuff because it's so much stuff going on out here. It make you nervous about dating and stuff. You know what I mean? Uh, I worry about, you know, me meeting the wrong person and, they try to do something to my daughter or something like that. So I don't be messing around with that dating and stuff like that. I don't mess around with that right now. And then COVID and stuff like that. And it just seems like people just going crazy. Everywhere you look, you see something going on, you know? And so, I said, if it's meant for me to meet somebody, God will make it happen. And that's the way I feel, you know? I don't be trying to find nobody. I ain't thirsty, but uh of course everybody wants somebody to share, you know, to share their life with, but I don't just want no anybody. You know what I'm saying? I really don't. I don't want just no anybody in my life. I worry about that because I don't want, you got some sick people out here. You really do. And I be nervous. I just be nervous when it comes to dating and stuff. It makes me really nervous. So I done prayed about it and I asked God that if it's meant for me to meet somebody, you know, he'll work it out for me. I don't have to be searching and digging and trying to find. He will work it out. I believe that. So that's how I look at that, you know. That's how I look at it. Um it's been a wonderful experience. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, you know. But it's going to be all right. And I'm happy. I'm always happy. I'm never angry or, you know, depressed or something like that. Most of the time, I'm happy. I really am. So I guess it's all in the way how you look at things, and how you take it in, how you deal with it, you know, that plays a part in it plays a part in how you feel. And I'm one of those people that I'm open minded. Um, I accept things for what it is. If I can change it, then I change it. If I can't, then I just keep it pushing. You know, you can't do nothing about stuff you can't change. If you know you can't change, you don't let it, worry you and break you down if you know you can't do nothing about it. And that's where a lot of times I see a lot of people get jammed up into stuff like that. Like, if you know it's something that you can't do anything about, then why are you worrying? Why let it worry you and break you down? You know? And so that's how I look at things. When I find myself getting caught up, I stopped for a minute and I say, wait a minute, Lisa, wait a minute. Can you do anything about this to change how, to change it? And if I can't, then right then and there is where I drop it, or I'll say a prayer about it and I'll let it go. But I've learned to stop letting stuff, you know, uh, I've learned to stop letting things manifest in me and worry me and break me down, because that's what happens if you manifest it and you know you can't do nothing about it, but you still let it manifest. You let it worry you, and then it starts to break you down. And variation is a top killer for people. It really is. Variation will break you down. It'll make you sick and all that. So I'm the first to say, if I know I can't do anything about it, then I just give it up. Or if it's something that's really, bothering me, then I pray on it. I pray on it and then I let it go. And that's where I let it stay at. And I find that since I've been doing that, variation doesn't I don't be getting sick like I was and stuff. I used to be dragging, no energy and all that. And it was coming from me worrying about things that I couldn't do nothing about, you know? And so I had to start, reprogramming myself basically, and just pray about it and let it go. Because once you pray, I be hearing a lot of people say they pray on it, but they still hold on to it. They don't let it go. They still be holding on to it even after they done prayed about it. So that means you didn't let it go. If you still holding on to it and it's still, weighing you down, I feel like once you pray about something, you got to let it go, because that means you're not letting go and letting go. You said that prayer, but you still holding on to it. You still worrying over it. So that means you're not giving God a chance to step in and intervene. So I'm so glad that I learned that, because it's not easy. I'm not saying it like it's easy. It wasn't easy. But if you work on it and you work on it hard enough, it works. It works. It really do. What's the saying? It'll work if you work it. It'll work if you work it. For real. Because it's been working for me. I'm telling you, it really has. So I do. I be trying to come on here and I try to share stuff and you know and everything with y'all, because I know I've been through a lot, and so I try to come with some knowledge and some wisdom to help somebody else out, because you never know what a person going through. You just never know. So I come on. I always come trying to you know, trying to drop some nuggets that may help somebody else. Because I know people going through a lot right now. Some people, a lot of people have lost their jobs. A lot of people have lost their businesses and stuff. You know, so I do. I try to drop gems that's going to help somebody. You know, and I'm dropping a video. It should drop after I finish, but I'm dropping a video, y'all. I don't know if y'all ever talked about it or not, or y'all ever heard of incels, or do y'all know what it is? What incels is? I'm dropping a video. I would like for y'all to see it. I'm gonna excuse me. I got tongue twisted. I say I'm gonna drop a video after this about incels. I want y'all to check that video out and listen to that video. I'm telling you, it's a trip. It's really, really a trip. I was blown away. Like, I know what they are. I knew what they were, what they are, but I didn't know that it goes, you know, to that extent. I didn't know that. I didn't know that people go that far. I really don't. Yeah, check it out because it's a really good video, and I'm gonna tell you something. It's a lot of them around. If they not around, when you see people and the way they act, you would think they were incels. They might not be, but the way they act, it makes you think that they are. You know. So I don't want to give it away, but if y'all, it's about incels. I just want y'all to check it out. I really do. I want y'all to check it out. I think y'all will enjoy it. And I got another one I'm gonna do. It's a I'm hoping that I can do it. I don't know. I think I'm gonna have to look and to make sure I can do a reaction to it. I think I can. Um I'm not sure. I don't know if you say you using this for learning purposes or whatever. I don't know if that makes a difference or not. I'm gonna have to read up and see, but I'm not sure. But I definitely want y'all to check that out and tell me what y'all think. How y'all think about it, because when I was doing the reaction to it, I hadn't looked at it until I did the reaction to it. And I didn't know. I knew what, like I said, what they were, but I didn't know that it can go as far as it can go. And when I heard all of what I heard, I said, "Damn, well, we probably got a lot of them just right up under our noses." You know? Yeah, like shapeshifters. Right, right, right. Yep. So I definitely want y'all to check that out. Cause I was like, wow, wow. You know how you know about something, but you don't know like how bad it can get. I knew about them, but I didn't know it can get to that point, you know? So I was like, wow, we probably got a lot of them right up under our noses, you know? And I be feeling like that. I don't say nothing, but like when I run across certain stuff and I'm looking at it or whatever, or checking it out, I can actually feel, like I can feel stuff, and it gives me those vibes. You know what I'm saying? And that's just from looking at things from a video. Like, it gives me those vibes about people. So that's why I was saying, we got some of them right up under our noses. That's why it's important to be careful who you dating, who you going out with. And if you have a feeling about somebody, if you're with somebody, you get a funny vibe about them or something, it's time to roll out. Don't stay there up under them. You know what I mean? It's time to roll out. Once you get that funny feeling or you feeling uncomfortable, you don't need to know why you feeling uncomfortable. If you feeling uncomfortable and the only thing that's different is that you went out on this date with this guy or woman, you know, and you started feeling that uncomfortable feeling, it's time to roll out. Don't just keep sitting there up under them, you know, and don't keep second guessing yourself and all that, you know. If you start to feel uncomfortable, roll out. Because a lot of people don't do that. They be feeling uncomfortable, but they still want to stay there on the date, you know? Man, I'm telling you. People like us feel these types. They can't trick us. Right. Right. Yeah, right, Angel. Yeah, that's true. But that's why I be trying to throw some gems out, because a lot of times we feel stuff, but we ignore it. We thinking we nervous because we on a date with somebody we just met. You know what I mean? But you didn't feel like that when you was talking to them on the phone or whatever. But then as soon as you get around them, you start feeling funny and nervous, you know? That means roll out or stay around people. Stay around people. Don't go nowhere with them by yourself. You know? That's what something that those feelings shifting like that is something is trying to tell you. You know? Your own intuition is trying to tell you something. Take heed to it. Because a lot of people don't. They don't take heed to it. And then something happens. Then it's too late. It's too late now because something done happened. You gotta wake. I mean, for real. Some people don't wake up. Some people be feeling stuff, but they ignore it. I don't understand that. Don't ignore it. You feeling like that for a reason. You might start sweating. You know, you might just start sweating. You wasn't sweating at first. All of a sudden, you get on this date, y'all start talking, then you start sweating. Your palms start sweating. You thinking, oh, I'm nervous because this is first date with him. But you wasn't doing that on the phone. When you was talking to him on the phone, everything was okay. But now you on this date with him and things are shifting. You're sweating real hard. You feeling a little jittery and stuff like that. You listen, those signs are trying to tell you something. And a lot of times we ignore it. And we thinking we put excuses in our head instead of saying, I don't like how I'm feeling. Roll out, leave, or at least stay where people at. And if he tell you, oh, let's go such and such a place. No, I'm comfortable right here. Don't let him get you somewhere or her get you somewhere by yourself. And I say him or her because let me tell you, it's some women out here that's just as vicious as men. Like straight up. It's some women out here that's just as vicious as men. And that's facts. So I hope some people take heed. I really do. It's not a joke out here. And this thing got worse. It's really bad out here. It's really, really bad out here. So I hope that, people take heed to that. Stop ignoring stuff. It's not that serious. You could find somebody else. You don't have to just, and let me tell you something. He could be fine as I don't know what, all cut up and all this. Them the ones. Them the ones. And you sitting there telling yourself, you feeling nervous and scared and all that stuff, but you telling yourself, I'm just nervous because this is our first date. Okay. If that's what you want to believe. But once he gets you somewhere by yourself and he does something to you, it's too late for that. So please start paying attention to your intuition and what you feeling on the inside. Start paying attention to those things. I always pay attention to mine. I don't second guess it or any of that. I feel stuff before I even see somebody, up front. Like, I be feeling stuff. I can't explain it to y'all. There's one person over here that knows what I'm talking about, but I can't explain it to y'all. But I feel so much shit. I'm telling you, and I don't even have to know you, and I be feeling stuff. And then later on, I find out I'm right. I was right. And some people be having it, but they don't pay attention to it. They be having it, but they don't pay attention to it. And some people I know they be thinking I'm crazy, but it's okay. That what I got going on keeps me alive. That's for sure. You can think I'm crazy all you want to. I don't care. but it keeps me alive. It keeps me alive and it keeps me going. So I don't worry about what other people think. But I know different people can plug into it if you pay attention to it. It might not be as strong as mine, but we all have an intuition. You know what I mean? And it does talk to us. You just gotta be paying attention. But it do talk to you. Exactly. The gift of being a empath. We both got it. Yes. I be feeling stuff. And like I don't even have to talk to a person. I be feeling it. And then it'll just come out, you know, what that I'm feeling. And my daughter all the time is saying, "Mom, how did you know that? How did you know that?" You know? But yeah, people be thinking that you crazy and stuff with certain things, you know. There ain't nothing crazy about me. What I got going on keeps me together. It keeps me on the up and up, you know, and it keeps me from ending up in bad situations. So you can call me crazy all you want to, but some people better learn how to take heed. Take heed to what people telling you. Like seriously. Yeah, I done had several people on here that think, that think I'm crazy. But I said that's okay. You entitled to your opinion. Opinions are like assholes. We all have one, and you are entitled to yours. But I know who I am and what I'm all about. Yep. So I enjoyed talking to y'all. I really did. I got some things to do, so I have to get off of here. And I appreciate all of y'all for tuning in. I really do. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. And welcome to the family. Please hit the like button. And I will see y'all on the next one. See you, my brother.